y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is pretty much a video based on a question that someone asked me in my comments recently. So they asked, what are some key points to put onto your resume? Which is a great question. You know, I really hadn't even thought about this one. So aside from like your everyday, you know, normal, well, everything I think is going to be pretty much normal stuff that you would think to put on your resume, but I'm going to tell you why certain things are important or more important than others, or that you would think. So work experience, of course, that's one of the most common things that's important, just to kind of see what kind of history you have, what you're interested in. So I don't think that your work experience is necessarily more relevant than other things on your resume at this point, because you have to think about it. In most instances, you're gonna be really young, right? So it's like in many cases, you really won't have that much work experience. You know, it might be you work part-time somewhere, which is perfectly fine. It might be that you work at the school. That's cool. Yeah, I understand that can be important, but I don't think that it's going to be that important. I don't think it'll make or break your application. The most important thing that I think needs to be on your resume is your relevant campus involvement, because that's kind of how we see where you stand as a leader. That's where we see if you've been in any organizations already, or if you have just kind of been winging it and you haven't really involved yourself in anything and you just kind of been there, you know. But granted, we will understand, you know, if you maybe just transfer to the school, or maybe you're like a second semester freshman, you typically won't have that much experience. However, you always want to make sure that you are involved in something. That way you do have something to put in there. You know, if you're in SGA, if you're in like a, you know, a student organization that's relevant to your major, if you're in like the Black Student Association, whatever, if you're in anything, put that on your application. If you're not in something, you need to be in something ASAP. And if you can, you need to make sure that you're actually not just being a member, but kind of just seeing if you can build some of your, you know, your status up. See if you can get to that, you know, secretary position. See if you can be a treasurer. See if you can even get to the president position. See what you can do to actually show that you've been putting in work for your organization, so we can see that and we can be like, she's going to be an asset. He's going to be an asset. They're going to be beneficial to my organization. They're not just going to join and say that they're a member. They're actually going to come through and put in work. They're going to be a future leader. They're going to make sure that my organization on this campus has longevity. That's what we look for. That's the type of leader that we want. That's what you want to see on your resume. Put that there. Okay. We're also very big on community service. We're all community service based organizations, which means that we give back to the community. So you want to make sure that you're doing something. Like in Houston, we have the Houston Food Bank. Like, all you got to do is literally go on their website and sign up for a shift. That's a quick 3 hours of community service. Do something. Schools should also offer community service opportunities. So see if there's anything you can get involved with per your school. See if there's anything that even maybe the organization that you're trying to join has available for you to try out. You know, see if there's anything to do, because you want to make sure that you have the community service aspect on there, because that way we can know that we can also depend on you in the future when we have events, and we'll know that we have an extra body to come to these events. We have extra, you know, brains to maybe come up with another community service type of event. We need people, we need manpower. Also, another important thing to put is any academic honors received. So while these organizations are very amazing in their own right, we all come to school to graduate. Like, we ain't just come to school to kind of just play around and say, I'm a member of XYZ organization. Like, no, we came here to, sure, we want to join organizations to have fun, but we also want to make sure that we are not just doing that. We want to make sure that we're also putting in work. So if you're on the dean's list, if you have any other type of academic honors, like, put that on your resume. Let us know. Because it's like, dang, this person is really on their game, because at the end of the day, we also have GPA requirements. So if you smart and you doing your thing, like, you be like, oh, okay, like I like her, or I like him, because they are doing their thing. They came here, they are not playing, they are getting these A's, and you can bring that to my organization, and you can make my organization that much better on paper, because then you can also, you know, be an inspiration to other members coming in, and we can be like, you know, yeah, our organization had XYZ amount of people that were on this, that, and the next list, and these people are smart, and you should aspire to be these people because they get work done and they doing a thing, you know. So put that on your resume too. And the last thing that I'm going to mention is any like scholarly orgs that you've been a part of. So especially like the national organizations for like your major and stuff like that, like anything that, like any type of national org that you've been in, any type of national accolades that you've gotten, like put that on your resume. Because I can remember I was talking to this one person one time, and we were just kind of briefly discussing a process, and she literally told me that the reason why a particular person in this organization was picked was because that person looked so good on paper. And it was especially because this person had an organization that was like some national, I can't remember what it was, but they were like, we could not tell her no, because if we told her no and then the application got to such and such, then they would have questioned why we told her no, because she looked that good on paper because of this organization. She had a recommendation from somebody in that organization that was so powerful that had they told her no, it would have been a problem. So you want to make sure that you are using all of your resources. You want to make sure that if you are in these organizations for a reason. Use them, use all of your resources. And this is not just for a D9 organization. Use your resources, because it ain't what you know most of the time, it's who you know. And that's so sad, but you got to do it, because that's not gonna stop the next person from doing it. Ethical, like, people don't think ethically no more, and I'm sorry, because I've been in law school, and so like my vocabulary is changing, and I'm starting to say the craziest stuff, and I'm like starting to overthink stuff. But you gotta, you know, think for you. If you want something, then you gotta go get it, because guess what, the next person is not gonna stop just because you being hesitant. They're gonna see your hesitance, and they're gonna look at it and be like, oh, she easing up, let me go ahead and slide in that thing and get what I want. So you might as well go ahead and slide in that thing and get what you want. Use your resources. And if your resource happens to be you got a president from this national organization that you are in to write your recommendation letter, go ahead and get that letter. But also make sure that you put whatever accolades that you've gotten, put whatever information that you have, put that on your resume. Make sure it stands out. Make sure your resume is aesthetically pleasing. Make sure that it's not too cluttered. Make sure that it's not too long. Typically, you want to make sure you're trying to do like at least 1 page, because 2 pages, you know, we really like, a lot of times the rushes there, it's a lot of people coming, and you want to make sure that we can see what we need to see what stands out, and kind of be able to get you to your next step. Take every resource that you have. Ask somebody to look over your resume. Now, I ain't gonna do it, but somebody can, and somebody will. Ask people for help if you need it. One thing that I want people to also understand, when you're looking for help with asking about Greek stuff, sometimes you can finesse. When I asked people to read over my resume, I was acting like it was a job application. When I asked people to look over my cover letter, I act like it was a job application cover letter. I didn't put that information on there, so you can finesse. So I hope this is saying your screen name right, the Musion. I hope they answered your question, girl. Thanks for watching this video, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have not already done so, go ahead and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.